The call came in at 12:24 today that we had an active shooter.
You were shot at.
Our group was shot at.
The kids all ran out the emergency door and were running through the woods.
This is the scariest thing you could ever ever think that could happen.
You don't think it's going to happen at your school or to your child, and it happens in your backyard.
We continue following breaking news tonight at 6. 3 students at Evergreen High School were shot this afternoon.
One of the students is the shooter. We know that 2 of the students rushed to the nearest trauma center are still in critical condition. Police answering the call, rushing to help after an active shooter call goes out from Evergreen High School. You can see that large law enforcement presence at the school as students were evacuated. And we saw parents running frantically to that school to hug and just get a glimpse of their children. These students have only been in school for a few weeks.
Highway 73 toward Evergreen High School just reopened at the Highway 74 intersection. It's been shut down since this started around 1 o'clock this afternoon. The sheriff's office told us earlier that they wouldn't reopen the highway until all students had reunited with their families.
And the family reunification point was Bergen Meadow Elementary. It's just a few miles away from Evergreen High School, and that's where parents were asked to meet their children. They do not want people going to Evergreen High School. Your reporter Tori Mason is live there tonight. And Tori, you've been talking with these families.
Yes, and it took hours for those families to get reunited, and it's hard not to think about the conversations that are happening at home tonight. I heard from several students who say that they were actually supposed to have a lockdown drill last week that was postponed, but they heard over the intercom, locks, lights, out of sight, and then the chilling sound of gunshots. I spoke to a freshman just 14 years old who was absolutely distraught. He believes his friend is one of the victims. I also heard from a middle schooler who has a brother at the high school. She had heard about what happened, and she was too afraid to call him, worried that the ring might put him in more danger. One student says he saw the shooter.
We were eating lunch, and then the announcement came on that there was a lockdown, and so me and like 30 other students ran to the band room. It was like one of the closest rooms, and we hid right around the door corner where they told us to hide. And we waited there for a few minutes. And then there's a door to the outside on the other side of the band room from where we were hiding. There's a guy there. He yelled some things, and he shot at us at least twice. I don't think anyone was injured there. And we all ran to the band room after that and waited there until the police arrived.
Now, he says it looked like it could have been a student, but he wasn't entirely sure at the time. A lot of these kids are going to be interviewed as part of the investigation. And as a reporter, you know, it's difficult talking to some of these families. You know, you really want to respect their space, but the students and parents that you're going to hear from throughout the course of the night, they wanted to talk to us. They want you to know what those students, what those children went through, and parents say something needs to change. We're live in Evergreen. I'm Tori Mason, covering Colorado First.
Tori, thank you.
Your reporter Sarah Horbakowitz is at St. Anthony's Hospital tonight. And Sarah, we know those 3 students were rushed there this afternoon. Hospital staff held another update less than an hour ago.
Yeah, and there's still a lot of active work happening at this Trauma 1 center. You can hear the Flight for Life behind me, a lot of activity, even unrelated to what happened today. And the hospital said that's part of what they're working on. We heard from a general surgeon and a manager of the trauma department who gave us an update on the 3 people that are here. As you mentioned, we know that one of them is the alleged shooter. And this was the scene a little earlier. We saw a lot of ambulances coming in. The fire department was here, the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. It was a very active scene, and as people have kind of pulled away, we still see some officers here. We also know that the family members of those students that are all here are now in touch with the hospital and have been briefed about what's going on. We know that one of the people here is out of surgery and one person is now in a stable condition. So we have 2 students who are in a critical condition and one in a stable condition. We don't know which one of those patients is the alleged shooter. The doctor said they didn't want to get into a ton of details about each patient. But while we did hear from the doctor earlier, he did mention that they have trained for events like this that are unfortunate, but they work together so that they can be ready. I want to show that to you now.
We have a big team that responds to incidents like this. The whole hospital, you know, kind of shifts gears and is ready to respond to any number of patients that present. So we have a great ED staff, a great trauma team, lots of providers who show up and are ready to take care of patients as soon as they arrive. In this case, we received 3 patients kind of simultaneously in order, a few minutes apart, and we had a team that was prepped and ready to go.
This hospital just a few weeks ago had a training drill about any possible shooting, mass casualty event. And they said part of that training is what's so important when events like this happen, and they have to act quickly. We asked the doctor as well about some of the injuries, if there were multiple gunshot wounds or how the wound was created, and he said he doesn't want to get into those details right now. They're still contacting and working with family members and with the police, but we will continue to be in touch with them and hope to hear from them with any updates throughout the evening. We're going to stay on top of this and continue to bring you the latest. But for now, reporting in Lakewood, Sarah Horbakowitz covering Colorado First.
All right, Sarah, thank you. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office says that agencies from all over the metro area responded to today's shooting.
And they want people to know that there is no threat to the community at this point.
There is no danger. No one needs to be locked down. That school has been swept, so now the hard work begins. We have to protect our crime scenes, and we have to put together a case. And we obviously want to know if we have one single shooter. Did other people know about this? Did other people help? So all the things that you look at in the aftermath.
And we want to check in with your reporter, Andrew Hobner. He's been there for hours, and he was one of the first on scene. And Andrew, law enforcement, they also just held another news conference in the last hour.
Believe it or not, guys, there were over 200 jurisdictions of law enforcement that were on scene here today, including many, I've been told, that actually self-deployed, that just heard it over the scanner, got in their car and came. Now there was a lot of collaboration between Boulder, Adams County, Denver County, Jefferson County, all trying to come in and help as best they could. Jefferson County schools had a resource officer that was on campus within 2 minutes. Evergreen High School did not have their own individualized SRO, but they said that Jeffco Schools was able to be there within 2 minutes. Law enforcement was able to be there in 5, and that allowed this situation to keep from getting worse. Cold comfort when 2 people had already been shot and another, which was the gunman, which we still don't know was a self-inflicted wound or how he ended up being injured himself. But there is a lot of things still to get through, as Jackie Kelly from Jefferson County Sheriff's Office just mentioned, and a lot of healing that needs to still be done in this community.
The first on scene were pretty quick to find, they were at the school and pretty quick to find our suspect. And what happened next will be something that I'd love to share tomorrow if we can. I can tell you that we did not fire a weapon today at the school.
And that really is the essence of it. I mean, investigations are going to have to happen because after every one of these shootings, there is what signs were missed? How did we get here? How did a person end up at a school in a public place and fire a weapon with the intent to harm or kill other people? And as the sheriff's office tries to pour through that from an investigative perspective, the community is going to have to try and reckon step by step with every new piece of information that comes out, what happened, how to process it, how to manage it, and how to move forward with it. And that is the challenge that lies ahead for this community, is coming together in the wake of a day like this one. Here in Evergreen, I'm Andrew Hobner, covering Colorado First.
Andrew, thank you. We continue following our breaking news this afternoon. 3 people shot at Evergreen High School. We know that all 3 of those people were transported to St. Anthony's Hospital in Lakewood. 2 of them remain in critical condition. That first call came into law enforcement at 12:24 this afternoon. We have been following this breaking news situation for you all afternoon right here on CBS News Colorado and on CBSColorado.com. Our live coverage will continue right after this.